Here are 6 hidden features built into macOS. Let's go. All right, welcome back. Go Hawks. Had to put that in there, so from Chicago. Anyways, these are going to be 6 hidden features that are built into macOS. And again, if you watched my last video, I did some shortcuts, and this is going to be a combination of some shortcuts, some other hidden features, just things that a lot of people don't know about that are actually built into macOS. So if you're interested in macOS, learning some kind of cool tricks, I guess you'd call them, then watch this video. I'm just going to go through 1 through 6 very quickly like I've done in the past. You guys know my videos. I'm just kind of laid back and just, always put comments in of what you want to see. I'm going to do a few of these and I'm going to go back to the gadgets and then do some more of the older kind of retro Mac stuff and then some PC stuff and everything else and mix it up. But today, this is just going to be, I think, 6 tips that most people may not know about. I mean, obviously the power users are going to know about this a little bit more than other people. But sit back, relax, pull up a chair and just watch. Let me know what you think. Tell me tell me how many of these you actually knew about. Maybe post it in the comments. Maybe you knew about all of them. Maybe you knew about none of them. Let me know. Let's get into them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to go right through them all. Let's go. All right, tip number 1. It's not going to be about Spotlight, but I want to show you a cool feature built into Spotlight. So if you know Spotlight, if you click on this little magnifying glass up here, it's a great way to search for files. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it right now up in the upper right-hand corner. It's going to bring up your Spotlight search bar. I'm going to search for a JPG, so some JPEGs, and you can see here. You can go through them. You can see what they are. If I double click on it, it's going to basically open up that and it's going to show me the image. These are all JPEGs. But one thing that's cool is if you want to know where this is located really quickly, just hit the command button while you're highlighted one of these and look down here. Watch. I'm going to hit the command. See that? Down here, it opens up. It shows you the exact link of where this is located so you can see where it is. But even better yet than that, let's say you're kind of going down here and you don't want to see it, but you actually want to be able to get to that file right away. You just highlight over here to, whatever you're searching for. Click Command R, so Command R, and watch what happens. It opens up Finder and it highlights the exact file that you were hovering over when you hit Command R, and you can get to that file, change it, delete it, do whatever you want. So that's an easy way to get to a file quickly. All right, tip number 2, this is going to be a really quick one, so stay with me. If you go up to your volume bar and you click on it, you'll see up there that sometimes it'll say output devices, so you can pick, your headphones, your internal speakers. I don't know why output, but long story short, you see output there, right? But if you actually, let's do this again. So if I hold down the Option key, hold the Option key down, and then click on this again, you'll notice that it actually adds the input devices as well. So if you're actually recording or something and you have a bunch of microphones like I do, you can actually get that input if you hold down the Option key like I'm doing. Again, if I click off this, I just click on the volume again, it's not going to have it on there. If I hold down the Option, watch what happens. There it is, input devices. So it gives you a different option, so you don't have to go into your preferences. This tip I actually like quite a bit. Let me know if you know about it. Well, this is one of my favorite tips. Now, macOS it lets you create shortcuts, your own shortcuts, very easily. But this is not so much about that as far as what exact shortcut you should always use. So let me show you this. Go up to your Apple, and then the System Preferences up here. You'll see this opens up. Go ahead and click on Keyboards, right there, Keyboard, and then Text right there. So in here you can set up anything to replace anything, a shortcut basically. But the one I recommend highly is if you click on the plus symbol here and you type in 2 ats, because you almost never use 2 ats. See that? 2 at symbols. And then over here, what you do is you want to click your email, test@test.com. Put your email in there, obviously, and then click off of there. So now you've created basically, anytime you type in 2 at symbols, your email comes up. This is great because now let's just go down to let's just say you're filling out forms. I'm just going to use Pages as an example, but let's say you're filling out forms and you have a crazy email, long email. You type your email all the time, right? So now all you have to do is when your email's ready, you just go ahead and just type at, and then space, and there it is. It'll actually replace that with your email address. So anytime you use your email anywhere in the world, you can just hit at, and it'll create your email for you, and it's very easy to save you some time. I like that tip a lot because I use it all the time. All right, so this is a very quick one, and a lot of people just don't know this extra step, which is kind of surprising, but I'm just going to go through it and show you. So if you go over and open up a folder, I'm going to open up this backgrounds folder over here, and you see there's a lot of different files in here, right? Everyone knows, I'm pretty sure by this point, if you just click the space bar, it's going to view it for you. See that? Click the space bar, click it again, it goes away. So you can view that. But the thing that a lot of people just don't know about is if you click all these like this, hold down the Shift key and select all of them by holding the Shift key down, and then you click the space bar, it'll pull open not only this file, but then up in the upper left-hand corner, there's arrows, and you can actually arrow through all the other images that you've selected. So you can look at a whole bunch of different images at once using the space bar instead of just doing one by one. Not that it's a again, mind-bending tip, but it's something that a lot of people just do not know about. All right, so here's another tip, and you can find a lot of uses for this, but let me just show you what it does first. Let's just say I'm going to go back into this backgrounds folder right here. Let's just look in here. See this test folder? Let's just say I'm going to click on that, and now what I want to do is watch what I do. I'm going to hold down the command and the option key, option command. I'm going to hold that down, and I'm going to drag this over here. I'm going to let go of it, and look what it did. It created a folder on my desktop. You can move this anywhere actually, but it's got this little arrow on it, which means it's an alias to this folder over here. So this is anything I put in this folder here is really going into this folder over here. So watch this. So if I go ahead and click this like that, and I put that in there, all right? Now what happens is if I go back in over here, that file now appears magically in here. So the cool part about that is, let's say, I'm working on my desktop or something, and I just keep dragging images into here. Ultimately, they're going to be going into a different folder over here, and that's where I want them, in here. When I'm done using this alias, I can just click on it, and I can go ahead and move to trash. And if I go back into backgrounds now, I'll notice in here, this didn't actually delete any file in there. So it's kind of like a temporary alias. I can kind of work and drag stuff in there. It's really going into here because I have that alias set up, but then at the end of the day, I can just delete it from my desktop, and it doesn't delete all the files because the files are still in here where I moved them. So anyways, think about that for a while, how you can use that, but it's kind of a cool tip, and you can use it a lot of different ways. All right, for the last tip, let's just say you're going to install a dishwasher or something crazy, and you're online and you have a ton of information you're gathering on how to do it. You don't want to save 10 different websites. You just want a little bit of information from each site. All you have to do is, if you're on a website like this, I don't even know what website this is, you basically will just highlight the text like this, right, that you want. Let's just say this is useful to you. Then click on it, and then you can go ahead and drag this into a folder over here. See it? And I call this folder dishwasher over here. And then let me just do one more piece of it. So I'm scrolling down again. Oh, wow, this looks interesting. I'm going to save this for later too. So I'm going to highlight it, click, hold, and then drag into here. And the cool part is instead of saving all those pages, all this did is it saved, let me go into these files now. It saved little bit of text files that actually have that information in them. And I created this direct, this is my folder called dishwasher tips. And that's how I do it. So basically now I have this dishwasher tips. I have all these little tips, but I don't have 10 different pages saved where I have to go find them again. I just have the information I need. All right, what do you think? Did you guys know about those or no? Let me know in the comments again. I want to know if these are actually being used, if they're actually useful for people. There's a lot of tips that they build in a Mac, OS, and it's one of those things where even I don't use them all because you can't remember them, number one, or it's just easier to use your mouse, number two. But some of these I think are actually helpful because, when you think about them and you start really using them, they do save time. It's just you got to kind of force yourself into kind of learning that process of learning how to use these. So not that it's rocket science or anything like that. It's just you have to know about them, and they don't really, they don't come out with a little book like this, which I should maybe do. I'm sure there is one. But anyways, about these little kind of hidden tricks. Long story short, please support the channel if you can, if you like these videos. I make videos on all types of stuff, including, like I said, gadgets and old retro Macs and everything else. These are just some learning videos, so subscribe if you can, help the channel grow. We will talk to you hopefully in the near future here. Hopefully the pandemic is kind of hopefully clearing up for the summer. We can get back to more normalcy here in 2021. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.